Y'all don't mind me doing a tag like 7 months after the fact, do you? Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I am Andrew, and today I've got the Postscript 2021 edition book tag here for you. I was tagged like all the way back in February by Anitha. I'm just now getting to this. It has been an absolute crazy year, and it's just taking me a while to get to everything. Before we get into this tag, make sure you're liking and subscribing, hitting the bell notification so you can get regular updates for when I put out new content. Check that description box down below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord, as well as links to all my social media, information about my Patreon, where I do quarterly giveaways, weekly reading updates, and exclusive content and early access to my videos. That said, guys, this tag is more about rereading and things of that nature, with some other stuff kind of into the mix. Pretty short. I'll have all the prompts linked in the description as well if you want to do this one yourself. That said, number one, what is the longest book that I have read this year? And I should clarify, by this year, I mean 2022 because it's August and we're not going to be doing like 2021. So, yeah, we're doing 2022 books here. And for me, the longest book I've read this year is going to be Stephen King's The Stand, specifically the 1990 uncut edition. This hardcover has 1,150-ish pages of just pure post-apocalyptic insanity. It has been one heck of a ride. I have got a spoiler discussion out for this with some fantastic people, including Mike. We've got Ian the Reader. We've got Sarah Reeds and myself. We had a great time talking about this. I'll go ahead and link that up in the cards for your viewing pleasure if you want to check that out. It's a full spoiler discussion, but man, that was a great time. Number two, what is a book that I read that was kind of outside of my comfort zone? And I don't really do a whole lot of historical fantasy because, you know, I'm mostly just regular epic adult fantasy. But historical fantasy is this great transition that you can take into historical fiction, which I've been kind of wanting to get into. And David Gemmell wrote the Troy trilogy, starting with Lord of the Silver Bow. And this book absolutely blew my socks off. It is engaging. It is pulse-pounding. Great characterization. Great political intrigue. I mean, this book had everything. Great battles. Great action. I fell in love with the Troy trilogy. And so I'm going to say that this one was a little outside of my comfort zone when I picked it up. But man, I am so glad that I did. Number three. How many books have I reread this year? Well, as of August, I'm going to go ahead and say 7 books, including the first 6 books of The Wheel of Time, and then A Touch of Light by Tiago Abdallah I read twice this year. So we're going to go with 7 books. I'm sure I might have forgotten something there, but that is my answer, and I am sticking with it because I don't really want to go in and scrub through all the data. All right. Number 4, my favorite reread of the year. Well, I've got to tell you, it's got to be A Touch of Light by Tiago Abdallah. I read this physically initially at the beginning of the year. And then when the audiobook came out, this was narrated by the amazing Kevin Kemp. I had to go and experience this adventure on audio. Kevin Kemp delivers a fantastic performance on that audiobook. And so it was just an absolute delight and well worth a reread. So Touch of Light by Tiago Abdallah. All right, number 5, a book that you read for the first time that you're looking to reread in the future, or looking forward to reread in the future, I should say. And I've got a couple of these. I was either going to go Nomads of the Sea or this one, and I decided to go with this one. And that's going to be Wistful Ascending by J.C.M. Byrne. Basically, this is a superhero space opera. It's got plenty of fantastical elements, but it's also got a nice sci-fi element there as well. It's got a fantastic cover. You may not like the cover, but the more I look at this cover, the more I fall in love with it because I see Rowan here in all of his magnificence. And guys, like, I mean, this has just got all the beats. And I say superhero genre. You don't see a lot of whole superhero stuff going on. He's just a retired superhero with superpowers out in space, kind of just wanting to live his life and be left alone. But his past will not let that happen. It was a fantastic read. I loved the living crap out of this when I was reading it, and I cannot wait to give this one another revisit later down the road because I've got the second book, and then I believe the third one's getting ready to come out here soon. All right, Number 6, favorite single short story or novella that you have read this year. All right, so for this one, I'm going to go with Swordsman's Intent by G.M. White. Now, this is a prequel novella to The Swordsman's Lament by G.M. White that kind of follows Blesco, the king's champion. And this kind of goes back and fills in that backstory of what kind of led up to Swordsman's Lament. And it was just a great story to kind of get a little bit more of Blesco's backstory. So I absolutely loved this read. All right, number 7, Mass Appeal, a book that you liked and would recommend it to a wide variety of readers. Well, I have recommended this one to a wide variety of readers, and it has been getting a little bit of traction, which makes me super happy. Even people who might not necessarily love this still enjoyed the read, and that's going to be The Legend of Blackjack by A.R. Witham. I've had a ton of interactions with A.R. He's a fantastic individual, and this story is absolutely awesome. We'll go ahead and link up my non-spoiler review of this up in the cards. It is an engaging read. For me, this is kind of like a timeless fantasy classic that appeals to a wide variety of ages, from coming of age, 10-year-old, all the way up to me. I'm 32, and I just identified with this so hard. It hit all those nostalgic beats of like the never-ending story and just things of that nature. It's a great portal fantasy. I love The Legend of Blackjack by A.R. Witham, and I want more people to get this one in their hands and fall in love with it like I have. All right, number 8, Specialized Appeal, a book you liked but would be hesitant to recommend to just anyone. Well, this one is kind of easy. We have got Michael R. Fletcher's The Blackstone Heart, and specifically the entirety of The Obsidian Path. This is a very grim, dark story with some very dark themes in here. So I would not necessarily recommend this to anybody, but I would recommend it to people who love a great, grim, dark tale. This one is a banger when it comes to those just great, grim, dark themes that people are looking for, with morally corrupt characters, morally gray characters, morally gray themes, and just kind of, you know, speaking of morality, the discussion around morality, what makes good, what makes evil, what makes wrong, and what makes right. And there's just such deep themes built within this story. The entire trilogy explores this, of what makes you, you, and can past decisions make you a bad person, or can you strive to be better? I absolutely love this series, and frankly, I cannot recommend this one enough to lovers of grimdark. All right, number 9, reflect on your year as a bookish content creator. Goals met, good, bad memories, favorite videos you've made, etc. It's been a great year for the channel. We've had a lot of great growth, hit 2K. I'm currently mostly on track to hit 3,000 subscribers here this year. I started the Patreon last year. Been having a lot of fun with that, a lot of discussions there in the Discord. Really, most of my goals have been met. I don't really have a lot of bad memories here in regards to BookTube. And in terms of favorite videos, like my favorite videos where I'm very high energy and I'm, you know, very enthusiastic about the books I'm talking about Wistful Ascending, Blackjack, Nomads of the Sea by Kobe Zucker, David Gemmell. I've had many great memories with David Gemmell, getting to collaborate with great people such as Mike and Philip, Sarah, Joanna. I've just had a lot of fun just kind of building on these friendships that, you know, I made last year and have just been strengthening throughout this BookTube experience. So I have been having an absolute blast with that. Number 10, tag some fellow content creators. Now, this is the 2021 edition. I'm going to go ahead and tag people anyway, because why not? I'm going to tag Alex from Tall Guy Reads, because Alex is an absolute legend. I'm also going to tag Theo from the Rekindled Reader, because frankly, the man's got a beard to die for, and his content is straight fire. I'm also going to tag my good friend Kayla over at Kay's Hidden Shelf. She is absolutely fantastic, and I could listen to her talk about books all day long. That's it, guys. That is the Postscript Book Tag 2021 edition that I am sending to you 7 months late. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of some of my answers. And as always, guys, till next time, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.